Welcome to In the Spotlight, where we explore captivating stories that leave a lasting impression. Today, we're delving into the shocking and tragic case of Luigi Mangione, a young man accused of a high-profile crime that has raised questions about the U.S. healthcare system, mental health struggles, and the consequences of unaddressed anger. This is a story that blends privilege, pain, and controversy. Let's break it down. The life of Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione's life began on May 6, 1998, in Towson, Maryland. He was born into a well-off family with deep Italian roots. Known for his intelligence and determination, Luigi excelled academically, graduating as the top student from the prestigious Gilman School in 2016. His brilliance didn't stop there. He attended the University of Pennsylvania, earning 2 degrees in computer engineering and computer science, along with a specialization in artificial intelligence. By 2020, he had also completed a master's degree, proving his capability and drive. Luigi's life appeared to be on a successful trajectory. After completing his education, he began working remotely as a data engineer for TrueCar, a tech company that valued his expertise. However, behind the scenes, Luigi was struggling with significant health challenges. A spinal condition known as spondylolisthesis caused him chronic back pain, severely affecting his quality of life. Struggling with the pain, Luigi underwent major back surgery in 2023 to alleviate his condition. Despite hopes for recovery, the surgery marked a turning point in his life. Friends and family noticed he became withdrawn after this, cutting himself off from social media and personal connections by mid-2024. This isolation coincided with the escalation of his frustration and resentment, setting the stage for what would become a tragic series of events. A crime that shook the nation. On December 4, 2024, Brian Thompson, the UnitedHealthcare CEO, was shot and killed outside a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. It was a shocking and brazen attack that left the public in disbelief. Witnesses described the chaos as emergency responders arrived on the scene. The assassination of such a high-profile individual prompted a nationwide manhunt. Just 5 days later, Luigi Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania. When he was taken into custody, authorities discovered some disturbing items: a homemade 3D printed gun, a suppressor, fake IDs, and a handwritten note that revealed his anger toward the healthcare system. Luigi had singled out healthcare executives, blaming them for exploiting people and profiting from their suffering. The manifesto was filled with language describing his belief that these individuals were parasites who contributed to the pain and misery of others. Why did he do it? Luigi's alleged motive seems to stem from a mix of personal struggles and broader frustrations. His manifesto revealed deep resentment toward how healthcare in the U.S. operates. He felt the system prioritized money over people's well-being, pointing to the high costs of care and the limited help available for people like him, who suffered from chronic pain. In his view, the profit-driven model of the healthcare system not only failed him, but also millions of others who were desperate for affordable care and effective treatment. Online, Luigi used a pseudonym, Mr. Cactus, to express his struggles. Posts under this name showed his battle with unrelenting back pain and his growing frustration with what he saw as an unhelpful healthcare system. It was clear he felt ignored and abandoned. In one post, he described feeling as though he had been left to fend for himself after years of trying to navigate a complex and expensive system. These sentiments echoed through his manifesto, making it evident that his personal experiences fueled his extreme actions. Interestingly, Luigi also showed an interest in Ted Kaczynski, known as the Unabomber. While Luigi did not agree with Kaczynski's violent actions, he did share some of his criticisms about modern society and large corporations. This paints a picture of a man who felt overwhelmed by systemic problems and his own personal challenges. In his writings, Luigi spoke about feeling trapped by a system that seemed designed to exploit the weak while enriching the powerful. This ideology, combined with his personal suffering, created a volatile mix that ultimately culminated in tragedy. The legal battle ahead. Now facing charges of first-degree murder, terrorism, and illegal weapons possession, Luigi Mangione's case is shaping up to be one of the most talked-about legal proceedings in recent times. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison or even face the death penalty. Prosecutors argue that this wasn't just a personal vendetta, but an act of terror aimed at sending a strong message about the healthcare system. The decision to charge Luigi under anti-terrorism laws has sparked significant debate. Prosecutors believe the calculated nature of the attack and the manifesto's ideological leanings make it a clear case of domestic terrorism. However, critics argue that applying terrorism charges to what might be a deeply personal act of violence sets a dangerous precedent. On the other hand, Luigi's defense team is expected to highlight his mental and physical struggles, arguing that his actions were influenced by pain and a fragile state of mind. They may seek to prove that Luigi was not in full control of his actions, citing his deteriorating mental health and chronic pain as contributing factors. They have stated he will plead not guilty, setting the stage for a complex and emotionally charged trial. How people are reacting. This case has sparked major conversations across the country. Many people see it as a wake-up call to fix the flaws in the healthcare system, which often leaves patients feeling powerless. Healthcare advocates have pointed to Luigi's story as an example of how the system can fail people, turning them into victims of financial and emotional strain. Others believe Luigi's actions were extreme and inexcusable, regardless of his frustrations. Public opinion is sharply divided, with some viewing him as a symptom of a broken system and others condemning him as a criminal whose actions cannot be justified under any circumstances. Remarkably, some individuals and groups have gone as far as calling Luigi a hero. They argue that his actions, though tragic, highlight the plight of countless Americans who feel trapped by a healthcare system driven by profits. Supporters have started crowdfunding campaigns to contribute to his legal defense, raising questions about whether he is being seen as a symbol of rebellion against systemic injustices. One such fundraiser, started by a group called the December 4th Legal Committee, has raised $111,215 as of Sunday afternoon, December 15th, on GiveSendGo, a Christian crowdfunding site, and GoFundMe alternative. This amount is more than halfway to the fundraiser's $200,000 goal. These contributions have drawn both criticism and praise, further intensifying the debate around this case. The use of anti-terrorism laws in this case has also stirred debate. Some experts think it's an overreach, while others feel it's a necessary step to address the calculated nature of the crime. Whatever the outcome, this case has highlighted the need for a closer look at how grievances can spiral into violence. It has also underscored the importance of providing better support for individuals dealing with chronic pain and mental health struggles. What this means for healthcare and society. Luigi's case has shone a harsh light on the American healthcare system. Many activists argue that the system's focus on profits over patients has real and damaging effects. At the same time, his story shows how untreated pain, both physical and emotional, can lead to desperate actions. The public outcry following the crime has included calls for reform and greater accountability within the healthcare industry. Some have suggested that this tragedy could be a turning point in how the country addresses systemic issues. Experts are also warning about the dangers of radicalization. When people feel ignored and disillusioned, they can sometimes take drastic steps to make their voices heard. This case is a grim reminder of what can happen when systems fail to address people's needs. It also raises questions about how society handles individuals who feel they have been pushed to their breaking point. What comes next? Luigi Mangione's trial will be closely watched. It's not just about determining his guilt or innocence, but also about examining the larger issues it raises. From healthcare reform to the way society deals with mental health and systemic frustrations, this case is about much more than one tragic event. Legal analysts predict that the trial could set important precedents, both in terms of how terrorism charges are applied and how the healthcare system is scrutinized in the wake of such tragedies. Final thoughts. Luigi Mangione's story is both heartbreaking and deeply troubling. It's a tale of a young man who had so much potential, but became consumed by pain and anger. At In the Spotlight, we aim to bring you stories that matter, stories that make you think and question the world around you. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the events shaping our lives.